you right now. I'm actually doing a message for Heritage Day. Can I holler at you right now? Baby, nah.
Not Springboks against the All Blacks. I said, no, they're not against. We want an All Black, you know? Nah, just keep it set.
Stop fine. How can I not mention it?
This is shooting a Heritage Day special, but it's more about SA. And so yeah. Hey, what up, Scoop? How you doing?
Chilling, brothers, chilling.
You're up in the studio, man.
Nothing but love. I thought, yo, man, let me not do you and myself a disservice. You know, we could have shot it anywhere. We could have shot this in the toilet, and it still would have been dope. Shit! Oh! But I thought, let's bring it to the studio.
It's perfect. I mean, it ties in with everything that we're about today. Like we said, we're here to talk about the heritage of SA hip hop. This is what ZAND Rap is doing, so what we're about. So first question, man, that's what's up. What does heritage mean to you?
Heritage to me is everything, man. But what it means to me is nothing different from its original meaning. Heritage is background. Heritage is not just, because background is a time thing. Heritage is a soil thing. Heritage is a blood thing. Heritage is a culture thing. Heritage is a stamp. Heritage is a flag. Heritage is a code. Heritage is a way of life that does not come from you, but you have received it by virtue of where you come from. And because you have received it in those ways, and it doesn't come from you, but you have lived in a time when you can receive it, it's your responsibility once you receive it to be about it and then make sure you pass it on to the next generation. That is heritage in its short and long form to me.
Short and long, that was deep.
You know?
That was powerful. But you're one person who's really proud of the heritage. I mean, you know, you're going back into how you were when it comes to hip hop. Street Journal, man.
Dog, man. And even before Street Journal, really it was the basketball show. Cause like when I entered the game, first of all, dudes weren't dressing the way I was dressing in the sneaker sense, in the hip hop sense. They didn't pay that much attention to their fabric. And then, cause I was influenced by rap, and b-ball and rap has such a great marriage, my links, I used to do them in such a way that it doesn't sound like I'm talking to you, and I still keep some of that right now. Yeah. It sounds like I'm rapping to you, you know? Being the words rhyming at the end, the choice of language or the choice of slang, or not to use that type of language or not to use that slang. But I was so in love with b-ball and hip-hop that they, in terms of my entertainment, they are my heritage, you know? And then the Xhosa gets infused into that because obviously these two things are so foreign that I can't hold them down so well and not include my roots into this thing that I love so much, which is presenting b-ball and hip-hop. So yeah, man, I mean, that was for me the way I did things. And like, to make a link sound like a chorus, to make a link sound like a song, to make a link sound like an interlude. And I see a lot of people have taken that and ran with it, and I'm so happy, because if you're the only one doing something, you probably might be doing something wrong. So, but my heritage is b-ball, hip-hop. Those two things allowed me to get into television, and then Street Journal came, and then God and my ancestors removed me from the comfort zone and said, you know what, we know that you could do something else besides b-ball and hip-hop. Now you can go into the arts and the creative spheres and meet some of your idols. And that's when I got to see what I was doing as a youngin in b-ball and in hip-hop. Then I got to meet Hugh Masekela and ask him about his travels through Street Journal. Then I got to meet Miriam. Then I got to meet so many people and realize, oh damn, this is my entertainment heritage. So everything I'm doing must have an impact like these people, whether I'm at home or overseas. So Street Journal was, it widened my scope, really, and it widened my audience.
It really did, I mean, a lot of us just, well, that were lucky enough to be back around back then.
Yeah.
We got to see a lot through Street Journal.
No doubt.
Your presenting style, especially when you interviewed the hip hop cats. I want to get into Street Journal being part of the home that Rage was. And you being around the birth of so many, I don't know if I could call it real, or just guys that were just about
They were
hip-hop.
just dope artists, man. Like if you don't know, so the Street Journal, the show was on SABC1, but it was done by a production company called Black Rage, who also owned a record company called Outrageous Records.
Yeah.
Proverb comes from that school. Dumi had a stint in that school. Zabs, Optical Ill, H2O, Reason. These people come from the same cradle, you know. And while Street Journal was happening, all of these people used to be around at the time in studio or just milling around the office. So coming from Cape Town doing the Engine in the Zone show, then moving to Joburg and getting thrown slap bam into the middle of hip hop culture as it was growing in South Africa, and looking at these dudes, the idols, my idols, still are my idols. Shout outs to Pro, shout outs to Dumi, shout outs to Reason, shout outs to Zabs, shout outs to H2O. I mean, shout outs to Optical Ill, even to Mello, even though you're singing right now. You know, we'll sort that out later. But it made me hungry, and it made me not complacent, and it made me humble. And if you can see those dudes still today, Reason is one of the rappers who's doing so well in the game, but you see Reason, he doesn't flash his Beamer keys at you. He's actually trying to rap at you.
Yeah.
You know, so that's the school we come from, man. We're very comfortable with what our talents could do, and we let that speak rather than anything else.
That was dope. That was dope. I mean, you carried on with hip hop. I mean, speaking of your show on YFM, speaking of you now on Channel O and the Turn Up, you know, like what does it mean to you? Like what does SA hip hop particularly mean to you?
SA hip hop to me, it just means a way for the youth of South Africa. Sorry, it means it's like if there was a door, and on the other side of the door was a better life, and everyone's passing you. It's like a whole corridor. It's windows, but there's this door, and on the other side is a better life. SA hip hop is like the key or the foot that just tramps through that door, so everybody can walk to a better life. Because these kids are creative, and these kids must feel comfortable being themselves. And there's nothing that allows you to be yourself like hip hop, especially now where our South African rappers have ushered us to. Like now we don't have to sound like anybody else or be anybody else. The more we are ourselves, actually the more you're winning in this game of today. And hip hop, you know what I mean? It's when you sell platinum. You know, like the last dude to do that was Never. Guys went gold. This dude Casper just went platinum on his first album. You know what I mean? Dudes were gone gold. Pitch Black Afro, Tear Gas. You know, they were gold. Like platinum, my dude. You know, I really love SA hip hop for allowing and making it okay for kids to be themselves and understand that there is much power in their story, in their words, and in the way they see things, and in the way they speak things. And thank you for the fans of SA hip hop, because it's nothing without you. I did a hype article some time ago when I was like, as much as I blame the industry, I also blame the fans of hip hop, because you guys will support the whack shit and not support the dope shit. But right now, I can't lie to you, y'all supporting everything.
Yeah. I mean, you can see it, like, you know, cats are able to go independent and still rise. You know, it doesn't have to be at the power of the record.
Exactly.
You know, but it's all the craft, it's all the pushing, and the hard work pays off, and the hard work shows.
No doubt.
Yeah, man.
No doubt.
So, just growing up, man, like, when hip hop started for you, like, the first taste of that hip hop sound to what it is now.
Bad news, man. Yo, it was bad. I tell you now, I remember I was on a bus. So, that's Port Elizabeth. So there's a bus that takes a bunch of us to school. We're studying in the colored areas. I'm in primary school. My sister's in high school. My sister's, we've got a cousin of ours who still DJs to today. He's on Mhlobo Wenene. His name is Sly, so he does the breakfast show on Mhlobo Wenene, and he's a hip hop DJ, and he records dudes still in PE.
So this runs in the family, huh?
Heavy love of hip hop. So he was on the same bus with my sister, so he was coming from school. We're all in the same bus. Now, I'm a youngin' just looking at these old people who are cool. He had the S-curl. He had, you know, the uniform looking like he was swaggy. And I was like, yo, he had this vinyl in his hands. And this vinyl, I still remember, because I remember just looking at it and I'm like, what the hell is that? It was LL Cool J. Mama said knock you out. And LL held the gold rings, he had the Kango hat, he had the sweat, he had the troop tracksuit with the Nikes, and he's just like this. Mama said knock you out, and there was a Black Panther behind him. and it was like a green type of luminous green light, and then he was wearing red. And the aesthetic of what this looked like, I was like, oh shit, look how much gold that is. Who is this? Who's this black man living like this? Because you have to understand, we're still living in an apartheid era at the time. I have not seen a black man look this confident, look this decked out. And obviously at the time, you don't even know because Americans look older when they're young.
Yeah.
Now when I think about when I saw that album, LL Cool J was 17 when he released that on Def Jam. So I was like, yo, we had a vinyl player at home and I begged my cousin, can you give me that vinyl? My older sister will take care of it. I just want to go listen and play this. I don't want to know what this is. So he's like, okay, I haven't listened to it either. I just got it from a friend at school. So I'll walk to your house, I'll play it for you. And he played this, man. I remember the cling, cling, cling. Oh, nah, Martin is out of control. Jam it. Mama said knock you out. I'm gonna knock you. My 9 is easy to. I was like, oh, what the hell? He's like, this is hip hop. It's called rap. And after that, there was no turning back, Smiley. There was no turning back. And there used to be 0 Hour Zone back in the day. I don't know
You know
if
what I mean? Yeah, man.
I mean, Unity, heal yourself. You got Big Daddy Kane, Ice-T, I'm your pusher. NWA. Oh, it went on and on. And I was like, damn, these niggas are just too cool. Look at the Nikes, look at the caps, look at the chains, look at the glasses, look at the rings, look at the cars, look at what they're saying, look at how they living. And then Boys in the Hood came out, Menace to Society. Oh man, then hip hop just ran things, and ever since then I found basketball after that. But then the basketball niggas were just like the hip hop niggas, and the hip hop niggas wanted the b-ball niggas. I was like, yo, I'm glad I just found myself. More people, more hip hop, less soccer, less rugby and cricket.
And then Black Noise, POC.
Oh man. Actually, those are the first dudes to now take the aesthetic and take the music from overseas and make it so comfortable here. I remember seeing POC for the first time. And you always have to understand with hip hop for me, it's always the clothes first. Because at that time, no one was dressing with the original peli peli, the fupu, okay, with the Fat Farm golfer hat and the visor to the side. Shout out to Ishmael. Go watch Baba's J. Look at Ishmael's outfit. It lives. He's got the dyed blonde hair.
You know what I mean?
Today it lives. The feelers. POC. And then their message was so thick because it came in the time when Mandela was also getting released. Like, yeah, bump it up, man.
I like that. So yeah, man, like the journey of hip hop, what you've seen, what you've gone through, and how it influences what you think of hip hop now, and your opinion. You know, when you're on radio, when you're on TV, when you're seeing a new artist, when you hearing a new track, what happens?
Firstly, it's deep for me now because most of the artists that you are hearing or you are seeing, and I'll talk from a Reason, a Kuli, aka KO, Kid X, Chalk, Malume, Ricky, Smashes, Yanga. I mean, the list goes on. Casper. Most of these dudes I was down with before they blew up. Dream Team, you know. Some of them I was down with being a presenter and we were all the same age, but hip hop hadn't blown up like it is now, you know. And then some of them was so young that I literally was there and watched them grow up. Like I remember the first time I met Casper, I told him, yo, you are a star. That's why most of the times when you hear niggas' tracks, they will say my name, Scoop. Makatini, Scoop said, because really I was there in the beginning before niggas had anything, and I would be the dude going up to niggas going, yo, first of all, you are dope, and whatever's gonna happen, it will happen, but you are dope. I just wanted you to know that. Before niggas could afford Jordans, before niggas could afford anything, and before niggas could afford anything, when I had everything niggas wanted to have, I used to go up to niggas and be like, do you understand what you do to me, Jay, just listening? And now I'm happy, man. I'm so glad, you know. I'm so proud. I'm so thankful. I'm so moved, and I'm so invigorated, and also encouraged to keep going, because I remember a time when no one wanted to hear dudes, no one wanted to encourage dudes, no one wanted to promote dudes. And that's what is nice about being a real nigga. You don't have to switch up or worry about anything. You just have to be you all the time. So now, if I was whack in the past, imagine all these kids blowing up now, they would have been like, fuck that nigga. But I've been so dope with dudes since back then that they can see me now and be like, you know what? That's a real motherfucker right there. And I'll just say, true.
So yeah, I hear you mentioning a whole lot of names. You gotta give me your goats.
Yo!
So we've been limiting a few people to top 5s.
Yeah, I'll take 5.
You'll take 5?
It's gonna be hard.
Alright, good luck.
It's
There's
gonna
some
be
heat
hard.
on this. Took Zandy about 30 minutes to come up with this. And he ended up with 8.
With no particular order, I'm just gonna mention 5 people.
Alright.
Double HP is key. We're talking about the amount of leverage hip hop got in terms of breaking into spaces where it wasn't, becoming a mainstream thing, and becoming something that old and young and everybody in the middle could relate to. WHP and his singles were key. Also, he did not change in terms of his, not conscious, but in terms of who he was. I mean, Harambe and all those singles were very, very not poppy, but they were so dope. And also the money that he allowed hip hop to get into. We remember the Bosso Kemang deal with Vodacom. We remember him with the JR, Make the Circle Bigger. We remember him big tours, and also never changing, always being relevant with the language. So what it seems like niggas speaking in their native language is new now, and it's in now. WHP did that for you.
Been doing this.
You know what I mean? Did that for you hard. I'll mention another guy who I think is key, and no matter what, like, he fucking changed the game. And I think a lot of rappers are happy that he's on the outskirts and he's not where he should be. Pro Kid?
Yeah. I knew you were about
Y'all
to
niggas
say
need
that.
to chill, B. Y'all niggas went, like, this dude was sounding like this a while ago. Like, Pro Kid. I remember watching for the first time at the ESPN games, I think it was like 2009, when ESPN games were still held in Rosebank. And when Wozu Zobabona, before the video came on, he was still wearing the player sport. He still had Mr. Chicken Lickin' Sid Money as his manager. We're talking back then, motherfucker. And he freestyle. Yo! Almost like the game is over. A Pro Kid is here. So I said Double HP. I said Pro Kid. T from the V. Tumi. First saw him in Durban, 2002. There was something called Castle in Naba, and he performed, and I was just blown away. I got the first CD he did live from the baseline, got everything he ever did, even with the volume. Like, Truby is a beast, and if you ask him to freestyle, he really will freestyle it for you. I always give love and respect to rappers who can freestyle. Proverb, we see. So that's the 3, ne? 4. 1 will be none other than Kuli Chana. Gotta give Kuli his massive love and respect for what he's done in this game and how hard it was coming from the group to sleeping on JR's couch to releasing an album, then I mean, Kuli, your journey is undisputed, my dog, and you're one of the freshest, most dopest niggas out there with that tongue of yours and the flow. She got a man, I ain't even Baruga in it. We just ain't the team. Ha! I ain't gonna get Spanish. China doesn't miss. Trust me. Doesn't miss.
No lie.
Like a girl who ain't married, he ain't miss or something.
Pause.
Ne?
Pause.
Pause. 4. No.
That's 4.
That was 4. I'm gonna need 6. Let me see. Double H, Pro Kid, Tumi, Kuli. And then the next nigga I'm gonna mention is Prolific. What he's done for the game, after all the heads of the game did what they did and it went in its circles and it wasn't going anywhere, the injection that he put in with his first album and his persona and his super meganess, you know what I'm gonna talk about, right? This motherfucker is something to be reckoned with. Like, he's a problem. Yes, of course, we don't all agree with what he does when he does what he does for whatever reason he does it for, but no one can deny the music and where he's taken us. and how he's allowed now the new generation to be able to dream bigger when it comes to money in hip hop and moves. Power moves, being strategized, my jewelry ice cold like Savannah Dry, huh? AKA Keenan Forbes. Dwana, you are the super mega you think you are. WHP, Pro Kid, Dumi, Kuli, AKA. One more person I want to mention? Let me think about it. WHP, Pro Kid, Dumi, Kuli, AKA. I think I might be set there. I think I'm actually set there. I think I'm set there. You know, for all the other new niggas, you deserve honorable mentions and you know who you are. You're definitely gonna get there. But that's my top 5. That's my top 5 that I feel. Oh shit, this is why I needed a 6-1. KO. And I'm done. I'm KO. Coming from Tear Gas and what he brought and what he did with that band. What he did with that band and the music he was making. And then going solo and then turning the shit around to Skanda and Cash Time and making so many niggas still eat and the music come in. Okay, was a mastermind Smiley. If you need proof, go check the album Skanda. I'm good there. For real, I'm good there. No, man. Now that I think about it, I actually need a 7th member in there. Because if I think about it, no one has gone platinum, bought their mama a crib, bought themselves a crib, then bought a tour bus while doing it independently. Then filling up the dome, then having tracks with Talib Kweli and DJ Drama. No, Casper Vest joins that list in one. Call on fit. Sorry, sweetie, I'm gonna call you right now. I'm actually doing a message for Heritage Day. Okay, I'll holler at you right now. Baby, nah. Sure. So, yeah, Casper joins that list. Okay, now I'm satisfied.
Sure?
7.
Alright.
7. It's a lucky number and it's a holy number.
7 depends. That's what's up. Actually want to fit in like one last one.
Yeah.
One last one. I guess from your perspective, what does the game need? What do you think of the game? Where do you want it to go? What would you do to just push it? What would you say?
I understand that hip-hop is a very ego-centric sport and very individualistic orientated sport. I think the game needs a lot more unity. You can still beef, you can still do whatever, but let it be a competition of sales and silence rather than like a beefing of characters, because no one's perfect. And if I look at Nigeria and how they've come up, you know, I've never heard beefs between Wizkid, Davido, and Ice Prince, even though they might not deal with one another, but they still keep a united front out there. And that's how companies are run. Some companies make billions and the heads of the company don't even feel each other anymore, but they don't let the business stop growing. So as much as the feuds are nice for the talkability of the game, I think when you achieve the same talkability and the same amount of financial rewards without having to fight and being unified, I think that's a bigger plus. Because I mean, they've tried so many things to keep us divided. Music is where we come together. So I just think that artists should be as together as the fans they unify with the music. The game needs more managers who don't want to be famous, more producers who don't want to be all up in the videos, saying take that, take that. We need more entertainment lawyers. We need, like the MCs have gone through so much to get to where they are. We need people around the MCs who are lawyers, who are accountants, who are managers, who are booking agents, who are all these things, not just an MC, the DJs, to be as prepared and as worked as the MCs. If everybody in the game was as worked and as hungry and could tell the story that MC could tell about when he started and where he is now, if everybody put in as much as the MCs and don't want to be as famous as the MC, we'd get so far as MCs.
Message for Heritage Day, message for hip hop.
Message for Heritage Day for me would be, it's important. Your heritage, imvelaphi yakho, ukuba usukaphi, not just Atteridgeville or like go back. Like you go to Google and Google a lot of things. Like Google your family's surname, Google your family's Tagazelo. Like find out things that you didn't know about your bloodline. It's out there. Trust me, it is out there. Just like the porn is out there, the history about you is out there too. You just gotta know what to search for. It's important. That's why they made a point that they remove you from it. That it becomes so hard for you to find that knowledge. It's easier for you to find knowledge about how many planets there are, or Jan van Riebeeck or Vasco da Gama. Why do you think it's so easy to find that knowledge, yet so hard to find knowledge about where the first Kumalos settled in Zululand? You know, be very careful and be shrewd. You gotta be smart. Like, you gotta be smart in the ways you look at the world. And heritage is important because, like the English idiom and saying goes, this saying has existed longer than you, has been used by people older than you. Some people are not even here today. You only know where you're going if you know where you come from. Understand that I'm talking about heritage. So if I am trying to stop you from getting where you ought to be, all I have to do is take your past from you. Which is why I'm saying it's important you find out your heritage. And why do you think they wanted to snatch it away from you? So that you'll run around in circles and you'll never know where you're going. Because it's so hard for you to find out where you come from and who you are. So please get back to it. Find it in any way possible. Talk to your grams, talk to your mother, talk to your father. Go to another place besides Kong and Taboo and actually spend money, drive out to Amanskrala, wherever the fuck you're from, and just go see who you are. For hip hop, this money is coming in. This money is coming in. I would just like it happened to America, and I guess this will happen to us too. This is the golden year of hip hop. After this, everybody's gonna sound the same. Just like when America started with this hip hop shit, you had so many people sounding differently and coming with different messages and different styles, and it all survived. As soon as the Jews got a hold of the music game, they just signed the gangsters. And all hip hop did was talk about bitches and hoes and drugs and 6'4s, and the gangster rap was it. But back in the day, we were constructive. Oh, Big Daddy Kane, oh, BDP, KRS-One. We had all Eric B and Rakim preaching about ancient Muslim and Egyptian shit. You know, we were building up our communities with this shit. As soon as we sold it to the Jews, they know that sell them the bullshit and they'll buy the bullshit and they'll keep regurgitating and becoming bullshit. And that's where we're at now. So hip-hop in SA, the way it is now is nice. But I know there are dark times coming when you will not have this diversity and you will not have this constructive message, when everything is just going to be party turn up, party turn up, drinks, party turn up. I mean, look at Fetty Wap. So just a phenomenon. I mean, a 2-year-old could have written that song, but I mean, you love it though, right? You love it. We going?
Yeah.
Bafethu, Siyabonga Ngwekazi, sithetha nge-heritage, imvelaphi ngubhele ngolanga ngomafu ngoqhunta ngokubona ngondaba ezithi ilanga lokulunga atandikho onontanda iphakanyiswa namba nabatho bemali funga ndilapha nje. Shout out to zanzirap.com. We love what you're doing out there, guys. BOYT!